All right, Srinivas, welcome to the new session again. So today we will be discussing all about EFS, that is Elastic File Systems. Though I had given you a brief earlier, but again, I will start it from scratch so that you will understand what we have missed out and what we have not done and what we have completed, right? So let me start from the beginning and let me also share my screen, okay? Are you able to see my screen?
Yeah, yes.
All right. So in this scenario, what we are going to do here in today's scenario, we are going to make, just like we have discussed in cross-region replication, right? In cross-region replication, the entire things, the replication of the files, the replication of all the other things from one region to other region, it all happened between two different regions at any given point of time. Similar is the case here with regards to EFS, but instead of having two different regions, it will be happening in the same region itself. And at the same time, it can happen across multiple availability zones. So availability zones means nothing but the data centers that we have. So in the current screen, what you are seeing it, we have now three different instances, US East 1A, US East 1B, and US East 1C under the region called Northern Virginia, that is US East 1, right? So I'm going to prepare three different instances. You can also create up to 6 different instances because we have up to US East 1A, B, C, D, E, F. So if you wish to do that, you can also do that up to 6 different instances. And after creating those instances, I will be implementing my Elastic File Systems. And then once Elastic File Systems is in place, I will get the Elastic File Systems ID. With that ID, I will try to mount with the required location where I'm going to do the mount points so that the files that will be created on US East 1A would be available on US East 1B, 1C accordingly. And also the vice versa, the similar process will appear. Now for that, what are the prerequisites that you require? The minimum prerequisite is there is a prerequisite package needs to be installed under EFS, right? For all these three instances, you need to install an important package called Amazon-EFS-utils. That is the package name. It is a mandatory package. It is something without which your EFS will not function, right? So you have to install Amazon-EFS-utils package across all the three EC2 instances.
EC2 instances.
At the same time, whichever like application you wanted to host and whichever location you wanted to mount, you have to do that. In our case, we have chosen Apache as the application and our location would be var www HTML location. By default, you will have the mount optional location, which we do not want to do that. However, we will compile everything with regards to our EC2 instances across multiple availability zones, and we will ensure that EFS is being implemented in all the three EC2 instances across all three availability zones. And thereafter, we will be going ahead and seeing that once we create the files under var www HTML location, wherever we have implemented in US East 1A instance, that will similarly appearing automatically in US East 1B instance and US East 1C instance. And similar is the case if you do the similar kind of activity, any file you are going to create it under US East 1C and US East 1B, the location under var www HTML, you will be also finding that. Now, without wasting any more time, let's get into the system and we will see that after creating all the EC2 instances, how you are going to manage them, how you are going to replicate your files across multiple EC2 instances with different scenarios. All right, so let's get into the system. Let me log into my AWS console. So here you go, it is prompting me for the password and I'm putting my password here. And there you go, I am under Northern Virginia and this is my account name. This is the newest screen of AWS, the very recently upgraded newer screen. Earlier, you don't see all these things, right? So if you go to services, you can see all these services now like this. Okay, if you go to compute, you can see all your services
EC2
over
instance.
here. If you go to storage, if you go to database, you will see all your RDS, DynamoDB, and all this stuff, right? Similarly, in our case, the requirement is EC2 instances. So I will go to compute first, and I will look forward towards my EC2 instances.
Okay.
So I'll click on EC2 instance. Right now, I do not have an EC2 instance, so I will go ahead and start creating EC2 instances over here. So since my previous sessions, we are well versed with our EC2 instance creation, I'm not going to explain much here. So you can see that as per our requirement, we need to have 3 or 4 different EC2 instances with different availability zones. So this is the place where we know we have already studied earlier. One subnet is equal to 1 availability zones. I can select any one of them. And likewise, I need to create multiple availability zones. So let me create US East 1A. The rest of the things, I'll leave it as it is. I'll go and create storage tag, and I'll make it as instance 1. Then I'll use my existing security group, which I already have. I'll use my ESG, where I have HTTP, HTTP, and customer rule, and multiple other things are also there. And I will go ahead and launch my session. So I have my key pair already existing. I'm going to launch this instance. And there you go. My first instance is in the process of creation, right? So I'll go ahead and create another one. Process remains same. The only thing that I need to change here is the availability zone. You can select any one of them. I'll go with US East 1B now. And I will add up a name here. Instead of 1, I will make it as 2 now. Same security group I will select, and followed by same key pair name as well. So I'm not making any changes to all these things. All right, there you go. You can see instance 1 and instance 2 are in process of creation. Let me go ahead and create another one. So as I mentioned to you earlier, you can create as many instances as you want. You can create. There is no restrictions as such.
You said up to 6, sir?
Yeah, because in Northern Virginia, we have up to US East 1C. It is not mandatory 6. You can also create 20. In each of the subnets also, you can create multiple, but that is not required. Our main intention is to test it, whether it really replicates across multiple availability zones or not. That's why I'm creating it.
Yes.
So the third one here, and here again, you can see C or D or something. I'll select C here. And you can go ahead and complete the instance creation here. And this time I'll name it as instance 3. I'll continue to keep the same security group which I had been using for the last 2 EC2 instances. And then in the similar fashion, I will go ahead and use the same keeper which I had used for the last 2 instances as well. All right, so here I have my instance 1, 2, and 3. They are still in the process of creation. I will leave it for some time. And meanwhile, what I'll do is I will go back. I'll make a duplicate of this tab, and I will start creating my Elastic file systems. Okay, so if you go to services, you can find it here under some of the applications. Maybe I think it is, let's see here where it is showing. So you can select here always EFS. Probably you can find it under storage. If you look at here under storage, you will find it. There you go. If you click on storage, here it is, right? Manage files storage for EC2. So select EFS here. And we will be creating a fresh Elastic file system over here. Create file system here. Name it. So I'll call it as my EFS. And the virtual private cloud, the networking systems, as of now, we have only the public cloud which is available to us. So we do not have a virtual private cloud. We will be going with the default VPC that is available to us. Okay. And it is already region, or you want to make it as one zone? No, I want it across the multiple availability zones. So I kept it as it is. Let's go ahead. You can directly create it over here and later on customize. But since we have the option here, let's go ahead and click on customize here. So the name remains here. Availability zones is region. Enable automatic backups. It is up to you. If you really want to keep the backups for a certain period of time, you can keep that. The default is 30 days and it is on first access. However you want to keep it, you can keep it. You can also change this up to your requirement. The default is 30 days. Earlier in the older screen, the default value was 7 days only. Now it has changed to 30 days. So leave it as 30 days. General purpose, bursting, the way we are creating our EC2 instances, these are all part of that. And also the encryption is also part of that. We will be discussing encryption in a very short, in the next term classes. So here is the KMS value. So we will leave it as it is. We are not making any changes. Tags, if you wish to give any tag, you can give it. For your tagging off is for your resourcing purposes. If you wish to identify how much charges and all these things are happening, you can always use this tag for future references, but it is not a mandatory one. Go ahead and click on next. There you go. You can see that it is again taking the default VPC. The most interesting factor here is you have all the 6 availability zones available for you, right? So I don't require D, E, and F. So I'll remove D, E, and F. And at the same time, you can see here add a mount target, which we will be doing it at a later point of time. And you have US East 1A, 1B, and 1C with their subnet IDs. And the most important thing that you should focus over here is the security group is mentioning as default security group, right? Now, if at all we face an issue, we'll get to know where to make and what to make changes needs to be done. But most probably, I think I have chosen the security group in my this one, which is already part of it. So we will not be having that issue. But in case if we face issues in the later point of time while accessing our the files, then we will check it out. So go ahead and click on next. So no policies to be added over here. So go ahead and click on next and then review everything. And then click on finish or create. Okay, so it is in the process of creation. You can see that the file system it's very fast. It is available here right now. So it is created and you can see the options over here. There is a file system ID. The file system ID is nothing but this one, right? So how do we mount in Linux, which we have already learned it. So what I'll do here is I will have these things already. I will just replace this ID with the one which I have got it now. Okay. Now, what is this var www HTML? We will see that at a later point of time. Let us keep it here at this moment. I'll come back to this later stage. So now then your EC2 instances are also ready, as well as if you just refresh here, you can see that your status checks are all 2x2 checks passed and your EFS is already available for your usage. So let us go back and log into each and every EC2 instances. So how I will do that? Let us see like instance 1. Let me log into instance 1 first. I will use putty. You can also use directly here, but for my copy paste purpose, I will better to go ahead and log in with my putty. So I'll copy it here. And I've already converted my putty gen already later on. So I have used my existing key pairs. I'll directly go to putty here. I'll delete all my existing things. And let me log into my instance 1. All right, there you go. You can see SSH, and then you come click on authorization, then browse the PPK file. So I have this one is the PPK file, which I have set it for it. And if you want to change your font size, you can always change it here by clicking on change. I'll make it 16 or 18, whatever you want. All right, and then go to session, then save, load, and open. All right, accept. So your first EC2 instance is ready. Let us go back to your console. Let us log into your second EC2 instance. So this is your second EC2 instance. I'm copying it now. Let me go ahead and open a new putty session.
Okay.
Again, I will try with EC2-user here. All right.
Mm.
And then the similar process I'll follow. The same key pair which I have used. Okay. If you want to make changes, font size, you can change. I'm making it multiple times because my eyesight is not that clear. So I'm just making it bigger. You guys, if you really do not want, you can just continue with that. That should be absolutely fine. And then there you go. You can see your second instance is also in place.
Okay.
Right. Then you have your third instance in place.
Again, you're
check
copying
that out.
the address.
Yeah, I'll have to copy the IP address and then take it further. All right. So let's go. And I'll make it another one. EC2-user. And then SSH authorization, browse, and then you can change your font size if you wish to. Save, load, and open. Accept. All right. So I have all my 3 EC2 instances are in place. Now to identify more in this one, first thing first, what I'll do is, because all things looks in the similar fashion, right? All are black screens only. So you will get confused, isn't it? So you can either make changes to your screens here, make it red, white, and black like that. You can make it, or any other color screen if you want to make it, you can do that. But the best approach would be you do it in such a way. For example, your instance 1, the IP address is 101 or say 133, which will be appearing in the screen. So 133 is the screen. What I'll do is I will set the host name for this instances so that it will make my job easier, right? So first thing first, how I will set my host name, the Linux host name. So host name CTL is the command. Set -host name and then instance 1. Okay, enter. So you cannot do it because you are not root. So I'll change it to root first. And then host name CTL. You can also alternatively do by using sudo command.
Set host name.
And then instance 1. All right. Now you type host name here.
Yes, sir.
You'll get instance 1. I don't require it. I will again log in back by double clicking this one. Now let's go back to your instance 2. What is the IP address? Let us validate that again. It is ending with 178. So let us do it is 178. So I will also change to root first. Host name CTL.
Just for easier identification.
Yes, set -host name instance 2. Okay, host name. There you go. I can simply go ahead and close it.
Yes.
So this is the last one. I'll make it to sudo -i. Right. Host name CTL. Set -host name instance 3. Host name. There you go. All the 3s are good, right? So what I'll do here is, this is first thing is this one is (133). So let us go ahead and log into each one of them. So this is 133, that is 101. So this is my instance 1. Then let us go and check the instance 2 part. 86. There you go. This is instance 2. And this is the instance 3. All right. So we have instance 1, 2, and 3. Now let us minimize everything and we'll start working on our EFS. All right. So this is your instance 1 right now in front of your screen. Right. So first thing first, I will change it to root. Now, what I'm interested here, now as per the diagram, what I have shown it to you already, you can see it here. I have installed Apache. Then under HTML location, create index.html or any other file that you would like to. Then replicate the same things. Now, when you're creating HTML, first of all, you need to check whether HTML is available or not. How will you check it? You can go cd var HTML. Right? No such file or directory. That means you do not have this directory available on this Ec2 instances, and hence you need to install Apache. In return, it will automatically create these things. So how will you install it? Simply go ahead and type yum install httpd-y. So your application has been installed. Let us check the status. Service httpd status, or you can also use systemctl status httpd. Either ways, it should work, and it is right now inactive and dead. So what I'll do here is I will start my service. And then if I look at the status, it is active and running. Now for more information, you can also do some activities like chk-config.
It should be on.
Why we are doing it? So that when the server will go for reboot, the service will still up and running. Or you can also say enable httpd on. Okay. Systemctl httpd enable or enable httpd. chk-config. Sorry, I have made a mistake here.
Config should be.
All right. So now then we are clear about these things. Our Apache is done. Let's go to cd var www HTML. Okay. And if you do ALL, you don't have any files over here. Okay. Let us do the same thing with, or let us finish this here first, or let us do it in the other system so that we will be in the same pace, right? So let us go to the second instance.
Switch to root.
Sudo -i, and then
yum install.
You should also try, right, by looking into cd if at all you are not confident, right? Yum install httpd-y. It is installing now.
Services should be start.
Then you can use systemctl or service command. httpd start. Sorry, systemctl start httpd, not httpd start. There you go. And then you can say status. It is up and running. Systemctl.
Yes.
Enable httpd. So that's also done. So it is creating the symbolic links for these things. So here also we are good. Now in the first instance, if you go to cd var www HTML, we have everything. No files here. Okay. Now what I'll do here is I'll just do a small step here. cd ... I'll go one directory back and stay here. And the same case in the first instance also, I will go here one directory back by typing cd ... and then stay here at www. Clear my screen and wait here. All right, let's go to the third instance now. First change to root. If you do not wish to root, switch to root. All the commands that you have been typing, you should use sudo before the commands. Okay. So for easiness, I'm making it to root so that our job will be easier. So yum install httpd y. You can either use systemctl or you can use service. So service httpd start, service httpd status.
Sir, one question here.
Please wait. Please wait.
So if
please wait.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Service So I'm going to cd var www.html.
LL.
There are no files. I'll just go back one directory back and clear my screen. Tell me, what's your question?
Sir, because these three are in different geographical regions, three subnets we have chosen. So we are installing separately.
Your question is already wrong. The question you are
sir.
asking is already wrong. These are not geographical locations. The geographical location is same. They are in different data center within the same geographical location.
So, oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry. Same Northern Virginia, but three subnets. So three data centers they are separately.
Correct.
But if they are in same data center,
doesn't make sense of doing the same file replication of the file in the same instance. What will you do? For example, I am doing it, say like EC2 instance on this one, right? This is US East 1A. If I am replicating the files on the same server, if the server goes down, then what is the point of replicating the files? If the availability zone is down and I have replicated it to the same availability zone, then where will I get my files?
But if I install something in one of them, so it will be installed in all others, right?
That is the intent. That is what we are doing it. We have not completed it yet. We are on the process.
Okay.
All right. So now then you have done half of the portion. Let us do the remaining portion. Okay. So if you remember correctly, in the beginning of the session, I told you there is a prerequisite that needs to be installed across all the EC2 instances. What is the prerequisite? There is a package called Amazon-EFS-utils, right? So go ahead and install yum install
Amazon-EFS
utils
space -y.
All right, this is done. Let's go to the next one.
Yum install Amazon-EFS -utils space -y.
All right, let's go to the third one and do the same. All right, the prerequisite has been successfully completed. Right. Next, let's go to the first instance. This is your instance 1. Now we have to implement our EFS. So what is the EFS location here? I have already copied and pasted. Everything is there. I need to mount it now. Now, before that, I need to do a checkup here. Now here, I have given it as var www.html as my location. So before I go ahead and run this command, I must check whether var www.html location is already a mount point in the systems or not. So how will I check that? To check the mount points, I can type the command df space -TH and it will show you whether the mounted points are available or not. You can see here, there is no var www.html location under the EFS location that you have mounted. At this moment, we do not have that. Okay, let's go and check the same on the rest of the two things. df -th. Here also, we don't have any such things like that. No var HTML, www.html is there. In the third one also, if you check df space -th, here also no such var HTML is available. Okay, clear so far?
Clear, sir.
All right, so let us do again with our this one. And then let me go to my first instance. Always remember, whenever you wish to do a mount point with regards to a directory, if it is one single directory, it is fine. You can mount it anywhere. But if it is more than 2 or more than 3, for example, /var, /ww, /html, then if you are looking for this location, it is always advisable that you go back one directory. That is where I came out of one directory Instead of HTML, I'm right now in www. If you type pwd, you can see here. Okay. Now in this location only, you must and should do your mount points, right? So what I'll do here now, I will go to this location which I have collected. This is nothing but your file system ID, right? So if you go here, you can see the file system ID, which is already available over here. You can see it here. This is your file system ID. You can see it here, right? And also you can see it here, right? Now this file system ID, you have to mount it. Now how will you mount it? You will mount it in this way, right? Copy the entire stuff. Mount command, you are using it. And then come back to your terminal 1, that is USS once, and then paste it here. Press enter. And then see whether it is working or not. Looks like it is not working.
Yes.
Isn't it? This is because some of the things that we have not made it proper. What is the sum of the things? The sum of the things is that if you remember correctly, when we have started our elastic file systems, while creating the elastic file system, there were showing of 6 different availability zones: USS 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, 1E, and 1F. All those 6 availability zones, I have removed 3 and remaining 3 were there. A, B, S, and C. All 3 are pointing towards your default security group. Okay. Yes, whereas your EC2 instances are pointing towards the EC2, the security group called MySG. So as a result of which, they're unable to communicate between each other, right? So what I'm going to do here is, so I will go here and then I'll come back to EC2 instances over here under security group. I will find my default security group. So here is the default security group. I will go to action, edit inbound rules, and I will add a rule here. And instead of this one, I will seek NFS over here. NFS is for network file share. This is where you will do all the activity. Select NFS over here, and here you have to select the one security group which you have used for your EC2 instances. So MySG is the one, which is the one I'm adding it with regards to your default one. So I'm adding MySG here and saving my rules.
Yeah.
Once it is done, you can always go back and check, right? So let's go back to your instance 1 again and put a Control-C over here. Okay. And then try to do the same thing again. So you can see that now it has been successfully implemented. How will you check it out? The only way to check it out is the mount points command, that is df-th, and you should see this particular command, this particular directory should be available now. There you go. You can see that the last line, you can see here with the NFS mount point, it is showing as var ww html, right? Now the similar activity has to be done across these things as well, right? Before you go ahead and do that, let me copy this command here. Let me go here. And as you see, I am under pwd. I'm under var ww, not under HTML. I'll paste it here and ensure that it is done, right? I can go to cd HTML now. I have 0 files. Clear. Let's go back to the first instance, and also let's move to your cd HTML, pwd. No files. Clear your screen. Now the last one is your instance 3, right? Let me paste here and get it done here as well, right? Now why these things are happening? This is happening because we have chosen all the 3 EC2 instances security group as MySG as a security group. Unfortunately or fortunately, whatever is the issues, because of some reason, assume that while creating the 3 EC2 instances, if you would have chosen 3 different security groups, then what would have happened? All the 3 EC2 instances under the security group, under the default security group, you had to add all the 3 different security groups that you had used for your EC2 instances. So that is where the plus symbol has happened for us. The positive thing has happened for us. Now let's go to HTML. and you have no files, right? So instance 3 has no files, instance 2 has no files, instance 1 has no file, right? First thing first, what I'll do here, I will create an index.html file over here. Okay, how will you create an HTML file? If you are not sure, you don't have to panic. If you wish to learn HTML, you can learn more on Linux websites, or HTML things courses are also there. If you wish to learn, you can also learn it like that. So what I need to do here is vim index.html, enter, and here you can say HTML and then body, and then h1 called as header, and you can say welcome to Masons, and then header close, that is your h1, and then your body close, and then your HTML close. Save and quit it. Cat it. You have this. You have one file. This is where I have done this under instance 1. I have created an index.html file with regular HTML concept. I have cat it to the index.html file, and I can see that this is also one file is available at this moment. Let me go to my instance 2 over here, and without doing anything, I will simply type ll over here, and I can see that my index.html is replicating here. If I do a cat index.html here, the contents remain same, and it is also replicating to the instance 2 from instance 1. Similar is the case if I go to instance 3 here, and I'll do ll. I still see here index.html and cat. You can still see here, welcome to Masons with an HTML format. Now, if I wish to create here in the instance 3, touch file 3 and do a ll, I have two files now. Similar is the case if I go to instance 2 and do a ll here, I can see here file 3 here, right? Now, if I do a cat or a vim, whatever you want, vim file 3, insert mode, welcome to EFS, right? And cat file 3. And then if you go back to your instance 3 here, cat file 3, you see here, welcome to EFS. Likewise, if I go to instance 1 here and I do ll, I should see both files, and cat file 3 should give me welcome to EFS. So this shows that any file that you are going to create across all these things. Now we have missed out the second one. So let us do a file here as well. So say touch file 2 and cat file 2. This is EFS session. Enter, Control D to save it, and do ll. You have now file 2 and file 3 in place. Cat file 2, and you see this is the EFS session. Now similar is the case if you go here in the instance 1 and do ll here, you see here cat file 2, and this is the same thing what you are seeing it under instance 2. If you go back to instance 3 as well, you will see that your file 2 is here, cat file 2. You can see the same response you are getting it from all the sessions. So this indicates that unlike the way you have done it for cross-region replication, the same way it is also going here and replicating across all the other sessions. So that is how your file systems is very, very important across multiple availability zones, but with the similar region.
Yes, sir.
Clear?
Okay, sir. Yeah.
Any questions? Please ask.
No, sir, no doubt. I just
This is clear, right?
yeah, clear, sir. Clear, sir.
Okay. Now in this scenario, what you need to do is first thing first, before you go ahead and do that, you have to ensure that you have to go to your EFS, make sure that EFS, you must delete it. Okay, because if EFS is not free of cost, it's going to be chargeable for you. You can see here, reduce your storage price by all these things. So I will delete it here. Okay, and you need to, it is the file system ID which you have copied. You need to copy it here and paste it here. Okay, this is a destructive action, means you are actually going to destruct the file system. So go ahead and click on confirm here. And this file system could not be deleted. First delete its mount targets. So mount targets are where? It is in your EC2 instances. Okay, so this will take a little bit of time. So first thing first, what I'll do here is I will go to my instances. Okay, instance 1, instance state, terminate.
Okay, terminate all instances.
First you have to terminate all instances. Then wait till it gets completely terminated, so that the mount points what you had done will also go away.
Okay.
All right. Now the last one is instance 3. And terminate. Okay, so let us see what is the status here. If you refresh here, you are seeing 2 are shutting down, 1 is terminating, so it will take some time. Let's wait for all these 3 to be terminated completely. 2 got terminated. Okay, all 3 are terminated. You can see that now. Let's go to EFS and then try deleting it again. Okay, confirm. Could not be deleted. First delete this mount target. So it will take some amount of time to sync up and do it. So do not get panic. You have to wait for a minute. Okay, minute or 2, and then try doing it. So after that, it will automatically get terminated. Okay, so that's all about Elastic File Systems. That is how you log in and perform the Elastic File Systems. Very important from your real-time perspective. I will create and provide you some more test cases with regards to EFS down the line. And with regards to your real-time factors, this is very, very important from your interview point, as well as from your written examination point of view, as well, from your Solution Architect Associate 2021 program point of view as well. So keep that in mind, and whatever you are doing, please try to get it done in this way, so that make it the multiple time practice, and then it will be much easier. All right, so I'll delete it out at later stage, not an issue. So it will automatically go deleted. So that's all at this moment I have. Okay.